Yes, I'm with you.
The
handsome man there.
No, in all honesty, I mean, I've often say, hey, what's your favorite, role to play? And I always say the next one, But no, John Pope, hands down, is one of the best roles I've ever had. I love that it for me as an actor, my own little personal whatever, I get to do all the things that I love to do, and that's essentially not look like me. I know what I look like. I'm not all that impressed with my face. So, from the beard and the tattoos and the wig and the whole 9 yards, it's just a great part to play. The bad guy that's not necessarily bad is just always, it's kind of an iconic character. So I came on as a guest star. I would have been grateful to shoot 1 or 2 days, and to think I've been doing this ride now for going on into our 5th year. Well, if we get provided we're picked up, but I've completed 4 seasons. There's not a happier actor on the planet. I've often thought to myself, I have the best part on the best show on television right now, and I would not trade it for anything.
Me. My favorite part about the show, I think, would be the intelligence of the aliens. I think my first really favorite storyline was when Red Eye came in, and when he started organizing skitters. I thought that was just the coolest thing. And then when Cochise came in, and he's similar intelligence, much different.
Were we supposed to talk about the show or our characters?
Both.
Was I supposed to talk about the show? Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm apologizing.
Oh, no. I have. But that's probably my favorite. I think that's incredibly intriguing. That they could turn against their leaders, and even Cochise, turning against his culture's traditions and all of that. And with my character, Lourdes has been very transformative through the seasons. She's been very faithful. She's been very professional. She's been very evil, and so it's been really cool to come at each season with a new spirit. It's been fun.
The show's been, especially since season 2, it's been challenging and interesting because most people who know me will say that I'm remarkably ungraceful, and
you mean in person?
As a person,
That's funny.
and as a personality, perhaps. But since in season 1 I was a civilian, I was back at base camp, and I would have conversations with people in rooms, and I was very comfortable with that. And then in season 2 and on, they use this sci-fi thing with the spikes and the fact that we're all soldiers in wars now to turn me into a type of action hero, I guess. Suddenly I was jumping out of windows,
That was wicked.
stabbing skitters in the mouth, and this just snowballed and escalated, and suddenly I was now jumping off cliffs instead of windows, and it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and so it's been a continuous challenge, but it's also it's the only thing like this I've ever done, and who knows, it might be the only thing like this I ever do. So it certainly keeps it exciting, and as an actor, it helps immensely because you watch these action movies and you think, oh, I could do that. That's not that bad, but you realize how unbelievably hard it is, not only to do what you have to do and not die, but to also stay in character or deliver lines or make it, sell it. It's not just like you're doing it at a theme park and you have to land it, you have to sell it. That it's been hard, but it's been exciting.
And all that under a time constraint, because I was going to say that
yeah, exactly.
The physical side of things is what I love as well, the action. I didn't know how to ride a dirt bike beforehand. Second time ever on a dirt bike, I'm cruising through 100 extras. Didn't know how to ride a horse.
Wow.
Third time I was on a horse, galloping around with all these
Well, that's the
extras.
thing, is we get, our job is to do things that other people would pay to do. We get to go on these crazy rigs and ride horses and dirt bikes. We get to do the craziest stuff as part of our job.
Our sets are just unbelievable.
Well, yeah.
Anybody that works in the business with me who visits our sets is just blown away.
Brad Gray.
We've been,
Rob Gray.
Yeah, Rob.
We've been incredibly lucky to just get to walk onto these sets, and you're in a whole different world. So, we're used to being in an audition room about the size of this room right here with white walls, and you're having to imagine everything. So when you have that world put in front of you, you've got Doug Jones, who plays Cochise, that actually looks like an alien. I mean, it's it's a pretty special situation, and that's not to mention, just on a personal level, getting to work with actors who have been in the business for as long as Noah and Will and Moon, and the things you pick up from them, just from a trade point of view, has been an incredible journey. Having to be in front of the camera as often as we are only helps you learn more about what you are trying to do.
For me, the most amazing thing was the transformation of like when I went in, when I got offered the job and I went in and what they did with me. I mean, I think I was in hair and makeup for longer than anybody, an hour and a half. They
Took that long to make her ugly because it was so
make
hard. How are we going to do this?
I know. I mean, they bleached out my eyebrows. They gave me freckles, blood capillaries,
Your
brown.
teeth.
Well, that was my
Teeth,
idea.
that was my favorite part. It was
Well, they
disgusting.
kind of did it a little, and I'm like, okay, if we're gonna do this, just go all out and just make them rotten, you know. And what was so fun about it is that, you know, a lot of times you kind of you're conscious of the camera and like what angle's gonna kind of look good or whatever. I mean, I could just go all out ugly and make the like ugliest faces and do the. It was so freeing as an actress. And I love playing with those kind of character roles, so that was really cool. And just being a warrior, and like you said, like I got to learn how to ride a bike, shoot guns. It was amazing, amazing experience.
Just like a real soldier in a real war.
Yeah. And I'd forget sometimes. I would forget that I looked like that and my teeth looked so rotten. And like, so I'd be talking to people at lunchtime, like, yeah, laughing. And they were just like.
We'd have a lot of like, we'll call them extracurricular parties where people would gather from the crew and whatnot, and you would show up and nobody would
recognize me. I went to the first Christmas party that we had, and I went in, and I was kind of new. I'd only been on the show for like, 2 months or something, but everybody had always seen me as Crazy Lee. So I show up, and nobody's talking to me, and I'm like, oh my God, nobody likes me. I went to the bar, and I'm like, hey guys, and it was just like, hey, thinking I'm a fan or something. And then finally I got in the car, because I was going to leave. I'm like, everybody hates me on the show. Nobody likes me. Oh my God, I want to die. And then I got in the car, and as I was leaving, the DP was like, Luciana? Crazy Lee? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, nobody knew you were here. So I realized that nobody really recognized. I think it was you, only you.
I recognize you.
You recognized me.
I got you.